Welcome everyone, and welcome to my review of the FV4005. Now, this tank is it's a tough one to play, I'll say that. But once you get it down, you get it down right. Now, there are a couple different play styles you could go with this tank. Number one, the aggressive tank. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend frontlining at all in this tank. You will get wrecked. And the second one is the more passive route. You're a second line tank. You're not the center of attention. But first, let's go ahead and define front line. Front line is like what people think a mouse would do. Go out there and be the center of attention. All eyes on you. This isn't the tank for that. This is more of a second line tank. When people aren't suspecting it, you pop out and put 2 or 3 rounds in and go back behind cover, reload, and do it again. Now, if you do want to play it more aggressively, first of all, I don't play it more aggressively. I play second line to third line, basically right behind the heavy tanks, right behind the medium tanks, or camping in the back. Now, for that, I would recommend running supercharge, the improved ventilation, and basically normal TD things. This to make it just go a little bit faster. It is kind of slow, right? The extra hit points, the armor is basically not there. Now, this supercharge is important when sniping because the tank does not have good shell velocity. And this as well, getting under 0.2 dispersion is always nice. I haven't fitted these in, but if you will, just put this one and this one. Now let's talk about this. Supercharge will really benefit you in a long range. Because in short range, shell velocity really won't matter too much. So if you plan to play it front or even second line a lot, you could just possibly just run this, bring down your aim time, and doing that will just help you hit your shots just a little bit faster. Now, provisions. Let's talk about the mandatories. You need to run this. This is ridiculous. Your armor is it's not there, and unlike most tanks who are not armored, you're so large that oftentimes you'll get hit in a spot where you don't even think you can be hit. Or you'll get spotted because you're so big that you're kind of that your head is kind of above the piece of cover you're hiding behind. And that's really problematic, especially when you don't really expect yourself to be spotted or to get hit. But this is a mandatory. I wish they would just give this tank some type of armor because it's too big to have no armor. It's a couple inches shorter than the mouse, really. So it's massive. It's just massive. Now, we talked about the equipment and the provisions. You can really run whatever you want over here. If you want to go a little bit faster, go ahead and do that. This will help with your acceleration, but I am running both of the T's. Now your tank is a little slow, but you do have a consumable for that. Your aiming is a little bit off, but you have a consumable for that, and your interclip reload is a little bit long, but you have a consumable for that. Let's talk about what the consumables I use and what I recommend using. First of all, when you're playing the tank from 75%, I think it's mandatory to run the reticle calibration because when you're stuck, your aiming circle is massive. It's massive, really. And the speed boost. I would recommend running the speed boost, right? If you plan to play a close-up game. I am not, so I'm running both the reticle calibration and the shell reload boost. Now the gun's pretty accurate even without the reticle calibration, so you don't really need it at all times. But when you're sniping, you just want to make sure, double sure you hit a shot. You need to have this. I do not run this just because I'm not close to the enemy most of the time. And for camo, I'm running the star camo. I got this thing for free. See, guys, but vote right now. This one, or this one. See, because I'm thinking about a new camo, right? This one also looks nice too, and you don't see a lot of people with it. It's a pretty old camo though. But anyways, let's run over the stats. Now we already checked out what consumables I'm using, and the consumables I would recommend for each playstyle. If you want to go aggressive, use the adrenaline or reload boost and the speed boost. And if you want to snipe, use the reticle calibration and the speed boost, and the shell reload boost. Now, the stats of this tank are pretty nice. You're pushing over 3k damage, 3k DPM. Magazine reload is 14.1, is 18 seconds, 18.1 seconds. The shell reload time is 3 seconds, but once you activate, the consumable is actually 1.5. And you actually have the highest clip damage potential in all the game. You're sitting at the top at around 1,460 or so. You can easily hit 1,500, even 1,006 if you get some high rolls. Now your penetration is amazing, 280 and 370 and 65. You can actually pin the hell of the mouse with this. That's just something, another plus about being a TD, you do get that extra pin. Now here's where it gets ugly. You have 10 degrees of gun depression, but only 8 of elevation. You don't realize how important the elevation is until you don't have any, because this is ridiculous. Only 8 degrees is terrible. That's lowest in tier 10 easily. Concealment while moving, while stationary. We already looked at the concealment with the equipment. It's actually pretty nice. It is getting a boost though. It's a pretty recent game. I actually had it today. We're on Castilla. Our team looks pretty nice. We have an STB and a 121B and a bat chat for our mediums. We have a mouse for our heavy. And a Hori, pretty, an okay tank, let's just say. And the tier 9 WZ114, a terrible tank, but he'll do his job. Now we immediately go up and start and get to sniping right quick, because that's how we play the tank. The Hori and the WZ are going out towards where the C cap would be. I'm just looking around. Our mediums are climbing, taking the hill. We do actually have more mediums than them. So if there was to be a fight, our mediums could clean it up pretty easy. Although the enemy team did end up, although most of the enemy team anyways, did end up going. I try to get a shot on that mouse, but don't actually manage to. Put 2 in on the E100, that shot pinned. So the mouse is full health. The E100 is dying. He's dying quickly, and he'll die very soon. He's on that I'm an invincible heavy tank, all shall feel me and none shall pin me mindset, and he's just running towards this WZ. Don't know if he knows that I'm here, but he most definitely knows now. Feather the second shot in, just lucky. Get a max roll too. Now the 100's a one shot to the WZ. I go ahead and reload my clip in a second, because I know it's over, so long as that guy pins. Now it's the mouse's turn. He's gonna push up along with where the 100 did last, but I'm gonna put some shots into this IS-8. Now I activate the adrenaline, and you see how fast I'm unloading this clip right here. I don't use the reticle calibration just because the tank has good enough accuracy, and you don't need to use it. Like, just spam it. It has good enough accuracy to where you'll hit even without it. But if you just want to make double sure, like you're coming up against a mouse or something, I use it here. And this is what I was talking about. You can pin the hull of the mouse with the APCR quite easily. I do turn on the reticle calibration. I'm not trying to miss anything on this guy. Put all my clip in, and actually bounce a shot. See, that's the lucky type of smiley face up there, and then the waffle shoots me. He also hits the gun. So now we're just feeling lucky right now, see? We pushed all the way around. We only got 288 hit points. We're thinking about going after the 183, but we decide instead to go after the waffle. In hindsight, going after the 183 would have gotten us more damage. But as you can see, also a gun is destroyed. A gun is heavily damaged. So hitting those shots would have been difficult. We put one shot into the ALF using a G shell. He max rolls on us actually. And we shoot him one more time. We're hoping that they will be taken out. And really, we're in a bad position. See, now we're a one shot to the 183. He doesn't even need to use the hash. A good buddy in the hole, he's trying to push around and kill the waffle. We're spotted again, which is always a bad thing, especially when in a TD. We're testing the waters. See, we want to know if the 183 is out there or not. We'll find out in a nice little second though, because he is. He's just waiting for me. I put a quick shot in, 441, and we're up to 5K. 6.4 actually, because that shot on the E100. And I'm probably gonna just put a time lapse in this, because there's no point watching. But let's switch to one of our heroic spirits. This guy does end up putting in the work. A nice shot on the 183. Although he will die in a second. Now, see, the only thing I don't like about this whole rewrite, like, I'm not grounding up that line just because I'm not playing any of the Japanese medium tanks. Those are atrocious, especially the low tier ones. The Hori dies, and now we're just onto this 183. This guy will clean it all up nice and easy. We blocked 600 damage this game. Usually the counter will be 0, but just for this game we got it up to 600. The 183 is pushing up flowers. He's about to get deleted. He stops, puts the shot in, and now it's just for the object 140. We don't know where he is yet. He's been sitting there. He's been unspotted for most of the game. The last thing he did was put a shot into the side of the Hori along with the waffle. That's why the 900 went down instead of just the guy's 640. And we should drop a little review on the IS-7 soon.
Goes around the corner, finishes him off right there.
For a nice. Now, this guy actually performed. He came through in the end. He didn't do, although he didn't do too much, more or less. We only got a first class for that, so we done 6.4k damage. Poor little Batchat got 0. The mouse only got 35, so that's very unfortunate for him. The E100 got 0. To be honest, I don't even feel bad for him. He did that of his own fruition. 1,880 on that guy. 1,327. And 1,513. This guy only got a 441 on him, but and see, check this. This is how much damage your T-57s would be doing, but we can do that with our APCR shells. As you can see, we shot all APCR on that mouse. That's all for today, guys. Just camping. You don't really have to camp. Just don't be the center of attention. If you're the center of attention, you'll get deleted easily. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe. Don't get discouraged by how bad the Conway is, and I'll see you later.